Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, what took you so long? Well, if you've been here before and you haven't subscribed yet, and if it is your first time, please subscribe. We're almost at 7,000 subscribers. It'd be fantastic for you to join us here, and also hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy this video, and drop your comments. Definitely love the comments. Getting a lot of awesome comments, making me, forcing me to look at things in a different way, and I love that. I love that because no one sole person has all the answers. A sole person can have a majority of the answers, but not all of them. So it's wonderful to hear everyone's thoughts about different things, especially our New York Knicks. Our New York Knicks went down to Atlanta and took care of business on the final game before the All-Star break. They destroyed the Atlanta Hawks. They clipped their wings. They won by 21, 122-101. Outstanding. It got a little bit tight late in that third quarter where the Atlanta Hawks cut the lead down to 11. But then Josh Hart and Obi Toppin hit big monster corner threes, and boom, the lead went back up to 19, and the Knicks never really had to look back ever again. God, it must be really, I wonder how much those King of Broadway kicks that Trey wore at Madison Square Garden are worth right now, or if they're buried back in the back of his closet, as they should be. That was a major insult when he wore those sneakers, as far as I'm concerned. And now he is having to live with the pain and the agony that the Atlanta Hawks are not as good a team as the New York Knicks. That's just the reality of the situation right now for Atlanta. No matter what they do, no matter how many trades they make, not enough. Not enough. And it's about time. I was kind of sick of this little, quote, rivalry. All right, let's get to it. Here we go, 122-101. Jalen Brunson comes through with 28 big buckets. Julius Randle with 25 himself. As the New York Knicks just are sailing into the All-Star break looking good. They got Quentin Grimes in the Rising Star game. They got Jericho Sims in the dunk contest. And they got Julius Randle in the All-Star game. And there's still a possibility that this man, number 11 in orange and blue, might join Julius in the All-Star game, depending on Jaylen Brown's health situation. But I will say he deserves it no matter what. He should have been in the All-Star game instead of DeMar DeRozan. I don't know what DeMar DeRozan is doing as an All-Star right now. He's not an All-Star this season. Sorry. Hate to break the news for Chicago fans or for any DeMar DeRozan fans. But this guy is the guy. He's the real deal. Oh, man, it's almost like almost running out of words to describe his craftiness. Outstanding. If you saw the game, you know what I'm talking about. In fact, before we get to the highlights, though, let's look at a couple of things here. Here we go. So, New York Knicks PR tweeted this out just after the game. 33-27, a .550 winning percentage is the Knicks' best record entering the All-Star break since 2012-13, where they were 32-18, a .640 winning percentage then. The team's 17-12 record on the road at the break is the best since 2000-2001, with a 14-9, .609 record. That's where we're at with this team. And we're talking about an Eastern Conference that is stacked. Yes, KD and Kyrie have left the East Coast, but it's still a stacked conference. In fact, the Eastern Conference has dominated the Western Conference this season so far. So this is a truly an amazing accomplishment. And here, you look at it right here. The Knicks are firmly in 6th place. Right now, we are not in the play-in. We are in the playoffs. Only 2 games behind the Nets, who we finally beat. But tonight, the Nets did a number, man, on Miami. They beat them 116-105, and Mikal Bridges scored, I think, 45 points or something tonight. It's something insane. He went nuts. So, I got to say, Brooklyn, yes, they don't have a superstar or an all-star or whatever, blah, 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 but they got quality. They have quality. They're a team to be concerned about for next season. They're not going to be able to pull it together for this season, but definitely a team to worry about for the next season. A team we don't have to worry about for this season is the Atlanta Hawks. Look at them. In 8th place, 29-30. I believe this is the beginning. This will be the beginning of the slide. I think they will slide from this moment on. Yeah, I just don't. I didn't see. Just the way they were playing. It's almost like they weren't playing in a style where they could sustain have a long winning run. Let's put it that way. The Knicks destroyed them for the 3-point line. They did not even allow them to. I think, what did they shoot? They shot like 15% for the 3-point line or something. 19% from the 3-point line. They only hit 5 3-point shots out of 26 attempts. But let's go to here. Let's check this out. Knicks Muse tweeted this out. Trey, the king of Broadway, Young tonight versus the Knicks. 4 of 14, 1 of 6 from the 3-point line. Blowout loss. He's now 5-12 versus the Knicks all time. Isn't it weird that they've only beaten us 5 times in the Trey Young era, but yet it feels like he owns us? No mo. No mo. We got the title deed back now. We own ourselves. Trey is now an afterthought. Beautiful. Hey, let's get to the highlights. Here we go. Jalen Brunson. I mean, look at him doing what Jalen Brunson does. Penetrates, steps back, beautiful high arcing shot from the free throw line. Outstanding. And I'll tell you, it did at first. I was like, I was definitely worried about this game coming into it. But the Knicks got off to such a tremendous start. I think they were up like 20 to 8 or something, 25, maybe even more at one point. It was outstanding. Let's see here. They were once up 20 to 8, 23 to 8, 25 to 8. We were once up 25 to 8. Yes, with 4 minutes left in the first after a Brunson fadeaway. There it is. It's 23 to 8 right there. And then Brunson came down, hit a fadeaway. And Immanuel Quickley, look at that. He was out. I loved his game tonight. Immanuel Quickley and Josh Hart on that second unit are going to be a tough thing for the rest of the NBA to deal with. These guys are constantly moving. They can hit from the outside. They can penetrate. Defensively, they're outstanding. I mean, I told you, our 3-point defense was the best I've seen all season. Even RJ, even though he did struggle from the 3-point line. I think he missed all 6 of his 3-point attempts, but he was able to penetrate and give us a few buckets that we desperately needed at the time. But look at this. We're already up 20 points at the end of that first. But, of course, Knicks being Knicks, they give up the ball. And then right here, I think, look at this play. That kind of hurt. They just let their foot off the gas mentally, and then those things happen. And I think teams expect it. They're ready for it, so they plan for that. But look at Josh Hart penetrating, getting right between the defense there. Here comes IQ. Beautiful. I love this play. That little underhanded scoop. He's really learned to use his length to its maximum benefits. Love that. Love that. Let's check out the. I'll read off the box scores while we're watching these highlights here. Immanuel Quickley tonight, 5 of 11 overall, 2 of 6 from the 3-point line. Hit both of his free throws. Got 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Even got a nice steal. Ended up with 10 points for a plus 14 for Immanuel Quickley. Obi Toppin tonight, 13 minutes, 4 of 7 for Obi Toppin. 3 of 6 from the 3-point line for a plus 11. No, a plus. He only finished with a plus 1. Interesting. 11 points he finished with. Isaiah Hartenstein has been a very different player as of late. I would say now, what do we say? That was a great finish by RJ. I did not think he had enough space. Beautiful finish there. Hartenstein, I would say now it's been at least, what would you guys say, about 8 games, 8 quality straight games from Isaiah Hartenstein. Not exactly 100% about that, but it does feel like he's just been a different player lately. It's like he's understanding how he can impact the game without committing fouls, without getting into major foul trouble, which has always been the key for him. Let's see here. I'm going to look Hartenstein up while we're looking at this. Randle got off the scorching hot start from the three-point line in the first quarter, hit all three of his first three attempts, and that kind of set the tone, gave the Knicks some breathing room. And when he's hitting shots, it feels like the whole team kind of relaxes, which is good. It relaxes in a good way, not in a bad way. But, look at that. Look at this play right here. He gets the beautiful hustle. Beautiful hustle play. Those second chance opportunities for the Knicks. And that's when the Atlanta Hawks were trying to make this a game. There we go. Okongwu. Ooh, and then A.J. Griffin. Man, I really am impressed with A.J. Griffin's game. Gotta say, it hurts. It pains me to see him on the Hawks. I really wanted him on the Knicks. Look at that play. Look at that, just muscling in. It's like Randle was like, hey, you know what? My three-point shot that was there in the first half is not there in the second half, so now I'm just going to use my physicality, and it works. He should always depend on that. That was a huge bucket right there. That was a huge bucket, a huge follow-through, offensive rebound by Hartenstein for the dunk. Here we're now into the fourth quarter, and here I believe this is big bucket here. That basically, the game from this point on was pretty much over at that point. Let's look at Hartenstein's numbers. I mean, it's nothing spectacular in terms of actual points, but let's see here. Isaiah Hartenstein, in the last 10 games, he's averaging 6.5 points on 67.7% field goal shooting. Outstanding. He's a plus 5.5 during that stretch. He really has anchored that second unit, and he's even closing. So you can see here the Hawks were trying to make this some kind of a game, but they were already down by 20 with 5 minutes left. At one point, I thought Thibs should have taken Randle and Brunson out, but he kept them in. I don't know why. He was concerned, I guess. But the Knicks have given up a lot of big leads in the past, and to these exact Atlanta Hawks. So that could have been the reason why. But after this three-pointer, that was all she wrote. No need to have them in there after this. You can see the Hawks have their bench in there, but Randle is still out on the court. After this, he got subbed out. So that was pretty much it. That was awesome. Before we move on, I want to show you guys another awesome highlight. This was the post-game interview with Jalen Brunson, and he says some very interesting words here.
We're in a good place. I feel like...
I would say chemistry would suggest that you guys are in a great place, right? But tell me more about that.
We're in a great place, but I think most importantly, we can get better. And we sense that, we're in a good position where we can, be... Can you get out of here? What do you want, man? They want me in the interview. We're in a good place. I feel like...
So he said they can get better, and they will. I have a feeling that this team is not, especially with a guy like Brunson. That's a true leader. That guy is a true leader, and the beauty is that it's helping Randle be his best self. He doesn't have to worry about carrying the team anymore. I think that kind of pressure got to him last season. It broke him last season, and now he doesn't have to worry about it because he knows he's got a partner on the court who at any moment, at any given time, can get you that much-needed bucket. And the ball doesn't have to be in Randle's hands as much as what has been in the past two seasons. This is all good stuff. Sorry, Trey. Going to move on from you. Here we go. Here's the box score. As I told you, Randle, 25 points, another double-double for him, 11 rebounds. And Brunson, 28 points on 10 of 19 shooting. Outstanding. Even though he didn't shoot well for the three-point line. You saw his only three-point bucket. It was a big one, but he shot only 1 of 6 from the three-point line. And RJ, he didn't even hit a three-point shot, 0 of 6, like I said before. 17 points. It did take him 16 shots, but he's got to keep working through this. He's got to figure out how he's going to contribute to this team. And it's going to come mostly from shooting. He's going to have to really batten down the hatches and just focus primarily on making buckets. Catch and shoot, pull-up shooting, he's going to have to focus on that. That's where he's going to have to make an impact. Because right now, defensively, he's just at half step slow. He did a better job in that first half, but then in the second half, he got a little loose, especially in that third quarter, which is why the Hawks were able to kind of stick around a little bit. I know some people were saying, oh, he was terrible defensively. He wasn't. This was not his worst game defensively, but, man, that's not where he's going to show his value. He just has to become a competent defender, but he's got to give us efficiency on the offensive end. We can't have these 6 and 16s anymore. But I believe in him. He's going to keep working at it, and who knows? Post All-Star break, for all we know with him, we've seen it. He'll just take off. Suddenly he'll hit 7 of 9 from the three-point line, and he'll go on a run. I'm actually anticipating that. But this is the issue with development. It takes time. It's not linear, and young players have to figure this out. Fortunately, he has the mental makeup to do it. So I totally believe that he will be able to do it. I thought tonight, even though he got off to a rough start, he was able to recover and still contribute to this game. Quentin Grimes, he continues to struggle offensively, but his defense is just he's just outstanding defensively. Even though he does get burned from time to time, but that's just because he's usually guarding the toughest player on the other side. In his 24 minutes, he shot 2 of 7 overall, 2 of 6 from the three-point line for 6 points and 3 rebounds. But Obi Toppin, look at his beautiful efficiency. 3 of 6 from the three-point line, 4 of 7 overall. Only 1 rebound, though. 11 points in 13 minutes. 11 points in 13 minutes for Obi Toppin. Woo! I'm so glad we didn't sell low on Obi. We're still going to have to deal with that. It's still going to be an issue, but especially in the offseason. But at the moment, I still think he can provide tremendous value on this team in that second unit for power forward. Isaiah Hartenstein, like I told you, he's having look at it, 6 points, 11 boards for him in 26 minutes. Wonderful. Josh Hart, he finally kind of somewhat came down to earth, but look what coming down to earth for him means. He shot 60% from 3. 3 of 5, 5 of 9 overall. He had a beautiful cut for a layup at that moment where it looked like the offensive possession had totally stalled out. Excellent cut. Finished with 13 points, and Immanuel Quickley finishes with 14 points, 5-11, 2 of 6 from the three-point line. Can you guys tell I'm totally excited about this win? Let's see. Oh, beautiful bounce pass from Isaiah Hartenstein to Josh Hart. And actually the reverse happened as well. They have a nice little connection thing going. I mean, Hart is a good passer, and Josh Hart is as well. So now, by adding Hart to this team, Josh Hart, the ball movement is much more fluid now, and much with a lot of intention. It's not just passing just to pass. It's passing to make a play, passing to get a bucket, an easier bucket for a fellow player. That's what I love about it. Obi had a great off-ball challenge on DeAndre Hunter, and then he hit the big three-point shot to put the lead up 49-29. That's when the Knicks first got their first 20-point lead. That was in the first half. And then with about 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter, IQ drove for a floater, which missed, but iHeart tipped it in. Big monster bucket, 84-71 with 2:03 left in the third quarter. Love the I feel like everyone contributed tonight. Everybody contributed in a positive way. I mean, Deuce only got in garbage time for 1 minute, so he can only do so much. Thibs is sticking with that 9-man rotation at the moment, and it's working. I still think that might be a time where he does expand it when we go up against more difficult competition, longer competition, the Toronto Raptors of the world, the Milwaukee Bucks of the world. When we go up against them, we're going to need extra length and extra fouls. We're going to need them because we commit a lot of fouls. We commit a lot of fouls when we play against longer teams. So, but fortunately, it looks like Mitch Robinson is on the mend. So it looks like it's very possible that by March 1st, or I don't even know if there's a game on March 1st, by the end of February, by the end of this month, Mitch will be back. Fingers crossed. Let's hope on that. Here's the plus minus. Randle plus 20. Jericho Sims plus 11. Brunson plus 22. RJ Barrett plus 10. Grimes plus 7. Obi Toppin plus 1. Hartenstein plus 10. Even McBride plus 3. Josh Hart plus 11. Immanuel Quickley plus 10. This might be the first game of the season where every single Knicks player was in the positive plus minus. And it makes sense since they led wire to wire for the 5th time this season. The Knicks led wire to wire. At one time, the lead was as high as 25 points for the Knicks. The Atlanta Hawks, Collins struggled. He couldn't really deal with Randle's physicality. He had to leave the game. I think he got bumped in the nose or a headbutt with Randle. It was inadvertent, but didn't really give much. Missed all three of his three-point attempts. Only got 2 rebounds, 8 points for him. DeAndre Hunter, he was effective. He definitely was effective. He was hurting. He was hurting us. 9 of 15 overall, 20 points for him. And Capella always. Capella's, usually he's more difficult for us to deal with, but not tonight because we have floor spacing. We have actual spacing out there on the floor, so it's harder for Capella to shadow Randle and leave his guy. So that's the beauty of floor spacing, which we didn't have in 2 years ago when we had Elfrid Payton out there. So, but look at Trae Young. Only 14 field goal attempts, only hit 4 of them, 1 of 6 from the three-point line, 19 points for him, but he did pick up 11 dimes. Man, a beautiful underhand pass to, I forgot who it was who came through. Maybe it might have been a Kongwu for the stuff. God, he really is a tremendous passer. He really is. Heard a little something, maybe he might end up in Brooklyn at some point. That would be wild to bring the Knicks, quote, former nemesis right in our backyard. That would be crazy. DeJounte Murray played 34 minutes. He did have to leave at one point. He had a little bit of an injury, but only finished 3 of 12, 0 for 4 from the three-point line. Finished with 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. The Knicks did an excellent job guarding the three-point line tonight. I think it's the best three-point defense we've had all season. All season as a unit together. Excellent. AJ Griffin, the man who should be a Knick, in 15 minutes, he scored 12 points, 6 of 12. Some gorgeous makes that he made. I mean, I'm so impressed by his offensive game. Really love his game. I wish he was a Knick, but he's not. As you can see, Hawks only shot 19.2% from the three-point line, 5 of 26, only shot 41% overall. Here are the team stats. Knicks shot almost 47%. Overall, 32.6%. But look, we put up 43 three-point attempts. That's excellent. That's where we need to be up in that range. 38 is the minimum. I like it 40 and up. The more we make the more we put up, the more we're gonna make. We're an improved three-point shooting team as a whole now than we were in the first 20 games of this season. So we need to lean into that because that's the way you win in the modern NBA. I've been talking about that forever, but we actually hit our free throws tonight. 18 of 22, 81.8%. Rebounds, we totally destroyed them on the rebounds off the boards, 55 to 40. We got 10 offensive rebounds tonight, 45 defensive rebounds. Assists, again, not there. Even though the ball was moving around, we just didn't didn't create shots. The ball movement. It was mostly off of screens, pick and rolls, and just penetrating. That's what and it wasn't that many. There weren't that many kickouts tonight. They had 25 assists. We only had 16. Same with steals. Only 2 steals, only 4 blocks. We weren't winning on those kind of stats. What we were winning is in second chance points and in the rebounding, which is beautiful. But look at the fast break. 30 to 11. We were a plus 19 in fast break points. Outstanding. Even though we did lose the points in the paint, it was marginal. Only a plus 8 for the Hawks. 64 to 56 there. And again, you can see we out-fouled the other team, which happens a lot with these Knicks as of late. There it is. The New York Knicks are currently Firmly in 6th place, we have jumped ahead of the Miami Heat by half a game, who are now 32-27. And the Brooklyn Nets, who did win tonight, they beat the Heat. So it's going to be one of those teams who's going to drop a little bit. The Heat, the Nets are now 34-24, but then we're right there. I think we're going to overtake the Nets, and we will. And we can keep this going. If what Jalen Brunson said, we can get better, or need to get better. If they do, and I think they can, then we can overtake even the Cleveland Cavaliers. How crazy does that sound? The Knicks could end up with the 4th seed. Wow. Wow. The one team I do worry about is the Toronto Raptors. Keep an eye on them. They got Jacob Poeltl. They still have Siakam. They still are whole. They are dangerous. Things could start clicking there up north, and they could move up these standings fairly quickly. But at this time of the season, with only 22 games left, it's not easy to make up that much ground. You have to go on a severe hot streak, like win 10 in a row or something. So Knicks are looking good. We are peaking at the right time. I hope that the All-Star break doesn't interfere with that. We know in the past it's impacted Julius Randle negatively whenever he's had these breaks. He said it himself. Let's hope that this year it doesn't happen that way. But we have a lot more weapons. Thibodeau has a lot more weapons to deal with, to use, to access, so that we don't go into a little mini slide right after the All-Star game. Beginning with Jalen Brunson. Beginning with Mr. Brunson. Right there. Oh, man. And also, I got to get into Thibs, man. He has really, as of late, embraced a lot of the things we've been talking about here. A lot of managing the rotation better. Playing offense, defense, making substitutions in terms of that. Keeping the ball moving in the fourth quarter, not just settling for ISO plays. He's moving away from that. Is he all the way there? No, but he's moving away from it, and I'm really enjoying it, and you got to shout that out. He's doing an excellent job in terms of embracing this new style of play. I want to see more of that. Can I keep leaning into that? And it makes Brunson's life much easier. In the first half, one of the reasons the Knicks were able to build up that lead is because they weren't so Brunson dependent. The ball was being moved around. It was passing around. Didn't result in a lot of assists in the first half, but it resulted in a lot of makes. The guys were just beating their own defender and getting to the hoop. And then if they were missing, we were getting the second chance opportunity. Love it. This was the perfect way to end the first, quote, half of the season going into the All-Star break. I know we're way past the actual mathematical half of the season, but in terms of the emotional part of it, All-Star break is considered it's the half of the season. This is the perfect way to end it. The Knicks on a 3-game winning streak, and we've just beaten some very important opponents. Love it. You guys got to be happy, man. This is outstanding. I'm so happy. I will be doing I'll probably do a live and maybe even a recorded video during this All-Star break. So there will be content on Into the Knicks-Verse. Maybe get some people on to discuss, how far can the Knicks go this season? How far? Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. If this is your first time here, please subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram and hit the thumbs up button and drop your comments. Love the comments. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.